Hey guys, it's Nick from Surfcasting the Island back at you with another video. Today's topic of discussion is actually going to be another appreciation post. Shout out to Dave Medrano over at Surfcaster's Paradise. For those of you that don't know him, that's his Instagram at Surfcaster's Paradise. In regards to what his channel's about, and I'll give you a little bit of the scoop. It's a pretty much dedicated to a buy-sell trade forum where he puts up plugs that people haven't even seen before, haven't even known they were on the market at one point or another. Anywhere from Super Strike lures, Chris Vuri's CV plugs, CCW plugs. I could go up and down the list, but he'll put up a post. He'll put a number of comments, a set number of comments with, let's say, $10 a spot for 7 spots. And whoever gets those spots or claims those spots first and wins the number at the time of the drawing gets that prize possession mailed to their physical address. And it's just a really cool, one of the few of the many great ways you get to meet new people. I met him firsthand at my local tackle shop out east, and very down-to-earth guy. And like I said, it's just another way to bring this community together, meet new people, shuffle faces around, that type of idea. But, big shout out to him and what he's doing, something that I've personally never seen before, especially someone doing it on the island and someone willing to give away this caliber of goods, I should say, for lack of a better term. But without further ado, I'm going to get into what, I've won through his raffles through the month and over the month and a half, or God knows how long it's been, but stay tuned. All right, so I'm going to cut to the chase, keep it rather short and sweet if I've already mentioned it already. For those who know me and those who don't know me, you're going to know now that I'm a rather big junkie for Super Strike lures, especially the vintage releases and releases that are rather a little more difficult to get on your hands as of recent. It's kind of grown on me, but here we go. So from my left to my right, I'll go, which would be your guys' right and left in perspective. This is a CCW daughter. I believe I won this on the same night as the Cloud set, which is the needle, bottle, and daughter, which I'll later get into. Personally, I've never tried these. I never even heard about the brand until recently, but from what I've heard, they're unbelievable plugs. And this is probably one of the few plugs that I will, on this table, put to use. Not because the other plugs are bad or whatever, but just, preference. I love my Super Strikes. My older ones, don't want to break one off or lose it. But the attention to detail on the CCW is unbelievable. That purple hue over green looks pretty much almost identical to the color and the profile of a peanut bunker. I could see this doing very well on the North Shore, or even, the South Shore when the peanut bunker show up. I'll probably outfit this with, I'd say, 1/0 BKK Raptors or 1/0 VMC trebles. Can't go wrong. I love my metal lips too. Gotta give them love. Next, I'm gonna move on to is my pair of mackerel bottles. I think I won these back-to-back nights, or back-to-back in the same week. This is almost like a cloud or like a slate blue, I would say. Probably more like a slate blue, a grayish blue over pink and white hue with the black back. A real variety of lighter and darker colors on this one. If I were to throw this, I'm sure this would definitely work. Disregarding Mac pattern, this 100% could be mistaken for a snapper or a mullet in my book. Looks, just like the same color patterns and hues. But beautiful plug. Again, probably just going to get shadow boxed and put on my wall for display. And, you know, something to remember about my youth as I grow older in my years. Moving on, we have the royal blue, I'd call it, and Block Island green MAC combo. Same thing. I'm sure this would catch. It has the same color scheme as the Mahi bottle, more or less. Again, something I'm probably just going to hang up on the wall as, you know, a reminder of my passion and how young it really started for me. But before I digress further, a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, but a fair amount of people, at least that I know, don't really throw bottle plugs. Coming from someone that's gotten a little more comfortable throwing a bottle plug when I came from a place of not being comfortable throwing bottle plugs, they work. They will work in water that a daughter simply won't. That being heavy white water, or, you know, a sweep to the point that the daughter will be skipping on top of the water. Again, bottle plugs, I'll do a bottle plug video on how to fish one, but more or less, you get more control over depth and lateral movement than you do a darter. A darter is more so for lateral, covering lateral, yes, and a bottle is more so for getting depth and withstanding much rougher conditions than a darter could handle. Pretty much in a nutshell, that's what it is. Moving on, I just recently won this, I believe, this week. This is the Weak Fish Bottle Show Special. I believe last year this released. Again, the attention to detail on this is unbelievable. Could 100% be mistaken for a weak fish, hence the name. But again, my buddy Brandon has one. Funny enough, I think it's the only bottle he has. But again, it's just coming from a place that, you know, I'll show my people what I know and what they know about other things that I may not know. But very cool plug. I love that purple gray hue over yellow. Just unbelievable. I'm pretty sure, you know, there's no other set colors in this pattern, such as like a darter or a needlefish release, but I saw on the Super Strike Lures Facebook appreciation post page, some guy actually painted a darter these colors. Actually pretty cool. I don't know how some people pull it off as close as they did to this, but it was very, very impressive. I mean, I guess what would make most sense is if you start with a white darter as a base color and just paint over whatever that color is. That's my idea of how some people get away with certain things and different nuances that are pretty cool and based upon their creativity. Moving on, this is one of my first wins with the CCW, I believe the same night. This is a 3-piece cloud set. And a lot of you know, or as much as I do probably, that the darter and the bottle are pretty, they're pretty common. The needlefish, on the other hand, is very rare. Dave was telling me about how actually difficult it is to get a needle. He had like a lot of 50 needles purchased from someone or something along those lines, and within that pack there was only like 4 or so, and this is going way back. You could also tell that it's a pretty old needlefish because most of, you know, or any old Super Strike plug always came with a back treble. The new ones now come with a single hook back, but granted that it's a double treble bait, it's pretty pretty indicative of, you know, how throwback of a plug this is. I'll be moving on to another needle. Won this one again recently, probably a little bit after the cloud set. And it's got a green eye again. Very rare plug, double trebles. You know it's an older plug. The green eye, quote me if I'm wrong, could be indicative of a Steve Campo plug. From what I've seen on Stripers Online forums in that regards. A lot of those, are a fair amount of his needlefish and other plugs that he had in his arsenal had the green eye, which was kind of indicative of his trademark. But pretty cool stuff. Very cool stuff in my opinion. And you know, I look forward to participating more. Also won this trucker snapback, so you guys can see here. Surfcaster's Paradise. Very cool. Definitely gonna rock this fishing and whatnot. But yeah, this pretty much sums up this video. Again, big shout out to Dave over at Surfcaster's Paradise for making this page possible and making my week during the colder weather a little bit brighter. So without further ado, give him a look, give him a follow, and again, give my page a look and give it a follow. So this is Nick from Surfcasting the Island signing off. Hope you guys have a good one.